Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Story Time. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you eating turkey? Did you get to eat turkey or did you have ham? Or do you not like turkey? And did you eat chicken? Well, whatever you ate, I hope you had a fun day with your family and friends. And I want to say I am very grateful for all of you who come and enjoy story time with me. And when I say the number 1, I want you to tell me your name. 1. Claudia, thank you so much for sharing your name with me. And before we get started in our book, Miss Rabbit's Friendship Dinner, I want us to first say hello to everybody, especially Journey and Caleb and all our friends. And then I want us to say our sweet little poem that we say before we read a book. You're going to say it with me, I hope. Gather your children and gather your bears and blankets and friends too, and let's all settle down because I have a story to read to you. And I want to say a special thank you to Miss Roman who sent us this book last year. And I also would like to say thank you to all the people who sent books to me this past year. I am very grateful for each and every book. So let's enjoy Miss Rabbit's Friendship Dinner. Friendsgiving dinner, I'm sorry. And you can find this book on Amazon or maybe even your public library. Miss Rabbit looked out the window and pulled the shade with a sigh. None of her family could make it home for their annual holiday dinner. She was feeling sad and lonely. Ralphie Rabbit had a deadline for work. Rachel Rabbit had her own new brood to manage. And Rhodey Rabbit had just started a course at rabbit school. And so it went. Each one of our bunnies was too busy to come home. The burrow felt cold and empty without her brood of bunnies. Was somebody missing at your table this year? Miss Rabbit took out her carrots and began making her famous carrot stew. She cut up some onions and peppers, celery and turnips, and soon her home was filled with the smell of a tasty meal. Do you like carrots? Oh dear, I'm so used to cooking for a large crowd that I've made too much. I will be eating carrot stew for some time, she complained to herself. Hi, Shadow. She set the table, but when it was time for dinner, she didn't feel like eating. She looked at the long plate, and her heart sank. It was no fun to be by herself. It didn't even feel like a holiday. Even Shadow says Happy Thanksgiving. The doorbell rang. Miss Rabbit opened it to find Gary Gopher standing at her doorstep with a steaming plate in his hand. Hi, Miss Rabbit. I know you're alone, and I thought you might want to share my holiday dinner with me. You see, I've made too much, and I don't want to be eating grubs and worms for the next 2 weeks. She opened the door wider to let him in. While I don't eat grubs and worms, I'll be delighted for the company. Please come in. No sooner than she put the plate on the table, there was a sound at the door. Who's there? The voice said from the outside. I'm supposed to say who's there, Miss Rabbit replied. Who? The voice asked. Who? Miss Rabbit demanded. She opened the door to see Olivia Owl carrying a wrapped package. I thought you might be missing your children, so I brought you over my dinner to eat with you. Miss Rabbit smiled and put Olivia's plate on the table. They each pulled up a chair to sit down. The doorbell rang and rang and rang again, as if somebody had their finger stuck on the button. I'm coming! Miss Rabbit hopped to the door. Petey and Petunia Possum carried a bucket filled with bugs. We heard all the knocking and ringing. We wanted to know if we could come share our meal with you. Miss Rabbit invited them in. We read a book about a possum recently, didn't we? About Petunia. And then we read another book about the brave little possum. Soon Sally Sparrow pecked at the window. Miss Rabbit, I smell delicious worms. I have some seeds. Do you think I can join your holiday party? Holiday party? Miss Rabbit asked in a high voice. I'm not having a party. Yes, Shadow, we hear you. She turned around to look at her guests waiting for her. Plates of food were spread across the festive table. Glasses clinked, and there was laughter as if they were having a good time. I don't know about you, but it looks like a party to me, Sally Sparrow thrilled. Indeed it does, Miss Rabbit grinned. Her low spirits had gone away, and she felt bubbly inside. She felt happy, didn't she? Yes, Shadow. She sat down with all her friends. Gary Gopher raised his glass of cider and said, I'm so happy to share Thanksgiving with you. Yes, this is a lovely holiday, and I will never forget your kindness. I am grateful. I have thoughtful friends that remembered I might feel alone. Looks like we all have someone to share the day with. I have an idea. We should do this every year. In fact, I'm going to rename this special day. What will you call it? Said Petunia Possum. Friendsgiving Day, shouted Miss Rabbit. She raised her glass of cider and said, Happy Friendsgiving Day to you all. Happy Friendsgiving Day. Wasn't that a neat story? You want to see Shadow? Look how high he is, way up there on top of the cat tree. Now you can say hi, Shadow. Now, I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving again. And I am so glad that you came and spent some minutes with me. I hope you've been good, and I hope that you will enjoy your day. And I will see you again real soon. We have lots and lots of books to read about Christmas and the upcoming Christmas holiday. So, I hope that you guys will come back very soon. Goodbye, everybody.